Hi, Robert Chuckrow here. I want to talk about central equilibrium. I'll explain what those words mean. I'll give examples, and then I will talk about its importance in doing Taiji. This is a balance scale. It's actually one that came from my chemistry set when I was a kid. And the way you'd weigh something on this, I don't think I ever did, is to put the unknown weight on one pan and then keep adding known weights until there's balance. And the word Libra refers to a scale like this. There's a constellation called Libra, which are scales. The word Libra is also used in measuring other forces other than gravitational force on an object. The weight of an object is the force of gravity. So on that object, the abbreviation for pound, which is the unit of weight that we still use in the United States in addition to other units that are more scientific, is we use pound, and the abbreviation for that is LB. For Libra. So that refers to force. And equilibrium means that the forces on an object cancel. There can be two forces in opposite directions that are equal and opposite. That would cancel, but it could be many forces. And there are ways in physics of adding up forces, even if they're in different directions, and seeing if they add up to zero. If they add up to zero, the object is in equilibrium. So for example, here is a spring, and what I can do is compress this spring using my thumb and a couple of fingers, and now I've compressed it. And the question is it in equilibrium? And the answer is pretty much so, because the forces are all balanced out. It's not even moving, maybe a little bit because of my holding it and moving my hand a little bit. But basically it's an equilibrium, but it's not central equilibrium. Central equilibrium means that the internal forces are balanced, and that they are not there. There's not a stress. This is a compressive stress. If I stretch it, it's a torsion. It's a tension force or stress. If I twist it, it's a torsional stress. So there are different stresses that exist which don't exist now pretty much when I'm just letting it have its natural shape. In Taiji, we want to come as close to possible to central equilibrium in our bodies. Well, can we ever achieve that? The answer is probably no. Maybe if we were in a space capsule and we're floating around, we might be able to. Or if we're in salt water that buoys us up and we can just relax totally and everything find its neutral position. That would be as close as we can come to central equilibrium. Standing and doing Taiji, it's a little harder because we have gravity and we have balance and other things. The question is, how far are we from central equilibrium when we move? We want to know that. We also want to know what was the cause of that. And in order to know the cause of that, we have to understand the forces that could occur. So we have gravity. We also have the forces of the muscles in our body. Are those muscles contracting and exerting a force? Are they expanding and exerting a force? Or is the force so large that it's taking us unnecessarily out of central equilibrium more than it needs to be? We have something called non-action in Taiji, which means we're doing the minimum and letting nature do as much as possible. So the question is nature doing it? Momentum, gravity, centrifugal effect is the force that is occurring from the elasticity of the muscles and other tissues, and are those the forces in play, other than that we're bossing our bodies around and pushing them into places that they don't need to be, and using extra contractive strength, or even using any contractive strength. So we do, I have a video on the jade belt where we find the neutral position and then expand and open. I won't do that here. And then we expand the front and the insides of the arms, and then we release and then do it from the outside. And each time letting it come to the neutral position. That is finding as much as possible central equilibrium. And that is what we are interested in Taiji, and that's why it's so important. Thank you.